Good afternoon. It's a bit of a stormy, windy and chilly afternoon, to be honest, so I thought I'd just sit in the car and quickly talk about YouTube and the income it is giving me as a very small content creator in the van life sort of niche. After this segment of the video, we'll go and have a nice long walk around Binel Bay on the Isle of Wight, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, YouTube income. So basically I'm building up multiple streams of income to support my kind of car dwelling, van dwelling lifestyle into the future, so I don't need to be employed, which I was throughout 2026 and I currently am. And one of those multiple streams of income is YouTube. I've got one monetized channel, which is this one, Cornish Van Dweller, and the other YouTube channel, Steve Jones Wild Writer, is close to being monetized. I've got enough subscribers now. I just need the 4,000 hours of watch time, which I'm working on. But in terms of income from YouTube, that comes from this channel, Cornish Van Dweller, and I'm only going to consider AdSense here. So last year I worked out that I spent more than is typical, and that was £20,000, and that was my total living expenses, but that included frequent ferry crossings across the Solent, which is the most expensive ferry crossing in the world per mile that you cross, and it costs about £450 a month, believe it or not, for free return trips. And I had to do that throughout the year because I was working on a project in Dorset. I'm from the Isle of Wight, but I had to commute backwards and forwards in my car to fulfil that bit of employment, which was worthwhile in the end because the pay was okay. But that cost is going to be cut out of the 20,000 that I spent last year in terms of this year, because I'll be doing a lot less ferry crossings. So I did a revised budget to try and work out how much I would need to spend this year. And if we include buying a van, so I included £4,000 for buying a van, which is as high as I can afford to go, really. And I worked out that that takes us to around about £13,000, £13,000 to £14,000 without the van, and up to about £17,000 during 2026 if I do have that fund to buy the van, which works out roughly at £35 to £45 a day. So cut from £55 odd a day, which I paid last year, 2025, I think I can get it down realistically to £35 to £45 a day. The £45 a day includes the an allowance for buying the van at £4,000, but I do cut out quite a few of the ferry crossings. I think I had one return ferry crossing a month in that budget. So I've got a target of around between £35 and £45 a day to cover all of my daily costs during 2026 this year, which is, you know, anything between £15,000 and £17,000 depending on whether you include the van or not. So how much am I actually getting from YouTube? So bear in mind I've got several streams of income I'm generating, or I'm developing. One is writing and self-publishing books, so book sales. The next one is YouTube income. Then online courses, which I'll be creating this year. I'm setting up a charity, which will pay me a small wage, maybe, once it's all set up, as kind of founder and director. And affiliate marketing, so affiliate links in my descriptions. And then there's other income, including generous donations from you people via the Buy Me a Coffee link, that's in the description below this video, not hinting there at all, and my PayPal link, and a new kind of initiative, which is I've got an Amazon wish list. So somebody arrived in the post yesterday, a new solar panel in the post, so delivered to the Longshoremen's Museum, because I don't have a home address to which post generally goes to, apart from my mother's address. Somebody very kindly purchased something from my my public Amazon wish list. That was a solar panel, so thank you very much, Lee, for doing that. That's another source of kind of in-kind income, because I don't need to spend money on a solar panel now. So I've got a nice 60-watt one, which is fantastic. And another subscriber or another channel viewer bought me this little torch as well. Absolutely brilliant, thank you for that. So that's kind of a form of income in terms of a physical products, which I can then use as a van dweller. So let's get to the point. how much am I actually earning from YouTube as one of those multiple streams of income? Well, since the start of the new year, my my subscription rate went up quite a bit, and my channel views went up a fair bit. They've started to go back down again now, taper off. You always get a boost over the Christmas New Year period, and I got the boost, which resulted in quite a few new subscribers, which was brilliant, and quite a few additional watch hours, which was brilliant because it all adds up. So I've worked out by going through all the videos I've uploaded over the last 20 odd days, it's 20th of January now, so since the new year, some of those get 1,000, some 2,000, some 3,000 views, and one or two up to 10,000 views. So I've been able to work out roughly how much I earn just from Google AdSense, so from those adverts that go up on my videos. I get revenue sharing, so I get a proportion of what the advertiser pays to put those adverts on my videos. And this is roughly what I get. So for a video with 1,000 views, I get roughly between £3 and £10. So that's for 1,000 views. And normally, well, since the new year, I can expect a video to get 1,000 or more views. So I can expect to get between £3 and £10 for that video. It's not per day, that is per video. If I upload a video a day, then I can expect £3 to £10 if that video gets 1,000 views. So getting there. Now if I get 2,000 views, and you know, a lot of my videos since the new year are getting on average, well, over the last week or so where it's gone down a bit, on average up to 2,000 views, not on average, up to 2,000 views, shall we say, and that yields between £8 and £15 per video. If I get 3,000 views, and a few of them I have had 3,000 views, it goes up to £15 to £20 per video. And I've got one or two 10,000 view videos, and that gets me up to between £30 and £50 per video. So you can really see it's beginning to add up. So I very rarely get 10,000 views. I don't often get 3,000 views, especially over the last week when it's gone down. I can normally expect between 1,000 and 2,000 views, which is anywhere between £3 and £15 for that video. So, what can I say about that? Well, it's more than I thought I would get, and I've become a YouTube believer, because it doesn't sound much, but it actually is in terms of my daily expenditure. So, you know, I can normally, well, over the last week or two, I've been able to cover my food costs for the day with Google or YouTube revenue, and I can see a trajectory where my viewer counts or watch hours, the amount of time you people are watching my videos for, I can see that gradually going up. It's gone down a bit because there's always a January lull after the Christmas New Year. People are back at work, so there's less time in the day to watch videos. But I can, you know, I can see there being the potential for having a gradual increase in the number of views I get per video. I mean, if I can get it up to 10,000 views on average per video, which I'm not going to do anytime soon, but if I did, then that would cover my complete daily costs. What did I say for 10,000 views? Let's have another look in my notes here. 10,000 views, £30 to £50. So if we said £30, so if I assumed I uploaded a video per day, I might get £30 to £50 a day. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? I'm not anticipating that. I'm anticipating, you know, over this year getting maybe 5,000 views per video per day, if I upload a video a day, which I fully intend to do. And if I manage to monetize my second channel, Steve Jones Wild Writer, it's not going to be as high as the Van Life channel, because it's a much smaller niche about nature writing and rewilding and nature conservation, that kind of stuff. But I might be able to get £5 a day from that channel. So yeah, it's looking quite promising, and like I said, I'm now a YouTube believer, and I'm going to put a lot more effort into making these videos a lot better for you people to watch. And now I'm going to move on to the walk part of this video, which is a nice big long hike around Binel Bay, an old park in St Lawrence in the Isle of Wight Undercliff. So I hope you enjoy that, and thank you for listening to this segment. I'm going to have a nice long hike in that direction. Don't know how long it will be. It'll be a hike though. I'm not sure how many layers to wear this morning. It sounds a bit breezy, so I might have to double up 2 jackets. Sounds crazy, but it's very cosy. Crazy but cosy. I do believe in my layering, so I have a double sleeping bag, so I layer up on the sleeping bag when I'm sleeping in the car overnight. I layer up on my jackets, and I layer up on my thermal t-shirts, but it's not cold. It's about 8 degrees centigrade this morning. It's mid-January. Well, it's beyond mid-January, I think it's the 20th. Still dark. Might be able to hear a bit of a dawn chorus. Okay, challenge is, I'm in the middle of a car build, turning this into a proper micro camper. I've been living in it for 2 years now, or living from it for 2 years. But it's only now that I'm getting around to actually doing a proper van build in a tiny little Citroen C1. So I'm very disorganised. I can't remember where. Oh no, there they are. They're in the bag, aren't they? Yes, they are. Trying to find me binoculars. I can't have a walk without having binoculars around me. Window up. Almost ready. Almost ready. Right, I think we're just about set up now for our nice long walk. Let's turn this off. Put my binocular. Oh, hang on a minute. I need to put another layer on. Jacket. Another jacket. Bit chaotic this morning. Or not with it is a better way of putting it. Not with it at all. Right, excuse me whilst I put this over my head. There we go. I'm not a fan of smocks. Don't know why I bought this one. Is what it is. It's a lovely jacket once it's on. It's parame. But it's just getting on's a real pain. Gah. Oh, the problems I encounter as a van lifer. Having to get my jacket on and everything. It's a hard life. I'll get to the point in a minute and go for a walk. Right, let's go for a walk. Have I got everything? Yes, I have. Just had to position my other microphone on the car. It's a bit breezy, but I'm attempting to record a nice dawn chorus, but it is a bit too breezy for it. Let's put the old Strava on. As you can hear, my cough has completely cleared. Oh dear. So annoyingly, this camera that I'm wearing on my head, it should have horizon lock. But for some reason that isn't an option at the moment on the camera. I think it may need a firmware update or something and it's been disabled, but I don't know. So I need to somehow go into the gubbins, into the settings and work out what the issue is. Lovely robin there. Shame about the winds. It'd be a quite good dawn chorus if it wasn't quite so breezy. What time is it now? 7:16. So I need to decide how long a walk this is going to be and in which direction. I think because it's quite windy I might drop down. I was thinking about going up to the summit, but I haven't bought the drone, which is what I normally like to fly when I go up there, because it's too windy. So what I'm going to do is drop down, I think. Lovely robin. Lots of robins. Slowing down a little bit because it's dark. Don't know how well the camera's going to perform. It might be way too dark. And I'm going to go through the woodland when I drop down, which will make it look even darker. Oh well, bear with me folks, I'm going to go into a shady woodland now. Just enjoy the bird song in the background. We're on the King Charles coastal path. Good old Charlie. He built this with his own hands, with his bare hands and his sweaty brow. I think he did anyway. He didn't really, obviously, I know that. Before anyone calls me a numpty in the comments. Wren and robin. That's a wren. And that's a robin. So wren over there. And robin up there. And a robin clicking down there. Well, it looks like it's going to be a sunny day. Bit breezy, but sunny. Which means it's potentially going to be, well, I was going to say warm. Not warm. It's just going to be sunny in the undercliff today. Not warm because it's a southerly, so straight on shore. And even at this time of year, a southerly can be, oh sorry, at this time of year, a southerly can be chilly. Even a southerly. Sorry if it's very dark on this video. Let's move on a little bit faster so we can get down to the open area where it'd be a little bit lighter. Good grief, they put some rails in. Put railing in along the footpath here. That's totally out of character. Although I guess people will use it. It's useful for... Wow. The path through here always used to be very discreet and not very obvious, which I guess is not so good for elderly people and less mobile people, so it's quite a slope here though. I'd have probably put some risers in, stepped it a little bit, but then you've got this big step here, so nobody in a wheelchair can really get up and down here. That could have been designed very differently to be accessible. But it is a very rough path. And of course now you've got this water pipe, which I think is just a temporary thing, carrying water away from Hunt's Road, where there was a bit of a landslip, conveying it a bit further away from that area to reduce the soddenness of the soil. Is soddenness really a word? It is now. That's interesting. Have they opened the little path going up through there? Because the last landslip blocked it about 3 years ago, 2023 I think it was. 22, 23, the winter. We had lots of rain. What's this little footpath sign saying? Ah, that's interesting. There's a path going that way now. Because up there where it normally goes, it's all blocked. But they're pointing you up in that direction. Ah, that's new. These little finger post signs are all new. They're associated with the King Charles Coastal or National Trail, I think it's called. National Coastal Path, something like that. I'm going to have to explore up there now when it's not dark. What a lovely morning. somebody commented that that I'm positive. I live in a tiny little car, but I'm positive. I am. I really do enjoy this lifestyle, these early morning walks, these hikes. Don't know if you do, but I do. If I manage to build up my multiple streams of income over the next few months, this year really, then I'll be very happy, because I'll be able to carry on living in probably a van by then, hopefully a van by then, doing these kind of walks, doing these videos and earning a little bit of money from it. I will do a video on my YouTube earnings. In fact, yeah, that may be the next video. We'll see. Well, the pipe goes straight across the path there, so it's definitely not accessible. I think it is a temporary path. I'm surprised they got permission to put it right across the path. I suppose you had no option really, could have buried a section. Right, question here is which direction to go. There's an option of going left just here. I think because it's still early, we might drop down to Binel. What time is it? It is 7:25. Yes, this pipe crosses again. It's not very good for accessibility. People have to step over that, and if you're disabled or you're an elderly person, you're going to struggle with that. Could easily be put on the other side of the path here, on the right hand side. Ah well, stop moaning, Steve, you'll upset some locals. Nice buzzard sat in the tree over there, you can't see it. Might be able to pick it out. I'm pointing the camera at it and it's lit up on the pale sky. Well, the shadow of it is obvious on the pale sky. Don't think it's going to fly. Hope not. Too early for it to fly. Still too dark. Just checking me out, but staying put. They're pretty approachable, the buzzers down here, because nobody shoots them, which is good. So just sit around watching you as you walk past. Plenty of water coming out the pipe. Definitely doing its job. Just coming down to Binel Bay now. Nice little stretch of wild coastline between here and Puckaster Cove. There's another little... they've reinstated the path up that way as well. That's not been open for a while. Definitely going to have to explore. Because that must come out somewhere along the Undercliff Road, Undercliff Drive. Question is where? This really reminds me of the Isles of Scilly, coming down into Puckaster Cove. Lovely. It's got to be one of the most wild, inaccessible stretches of coastline on the south coast. Probably in England, to be honest. Because you've got this landslip, which is very, very... Well, no, you know, nothing happens in the landslip human-wise. Few people walk their dogs through, but apart from that, a lot of it's totally inaccessible. And then it all kind of crumbles down onto the coastline here, which is all very wild, and you can't really walk along the coastline here. unless you're crazy. So look at that lovely wild coast. Spindler's Folly, I think that's what that's called. Oh, it's a lighthouse flickering away. St Catherine's Point. So I've never tried to walk all the way along this bit of coastline to St Cath's. I'll have to try it one of these days. When the tide is low. It's probably about as low as it gets here, to be honest. Blooming lovely. So the path used to go just along here. That's all tumbled down, so you have to go back up the steps. It's changed a lot just down here. So you go back up and there's a little diversion. Just up along here somewhere. Here it is. So now you go this way. Oh, there's a lot of water coming down here at the moment. It's quite muddy as well. Slip over. It's been well used lately because this section of path has only just officially opened. It's always been here, but it's only just officially opened. It's been rebranded for our lovely king, Charles. I like Charles. He's a good chap. $7.31. I'll be surprised if we encounter anyone along here, even when you come along this path, middle of the day, on a weekend. You're unlikely to find anybody, but it's obviously been well used since it opened. I think this is very recent that there's been lots of people coming up and down here. It's really muddy. It really has been well used. Hey, it's been sliding around. Oh, there we go. Fallen over. That's because it's really slippery and muddy. Well, that was unexpected for this to be this busy. I think it probably was just for the opening. Loads of people came down and have churned it right up, because this is most unlike this section of path. Get out into the open proper now, so should be less muddy. Now, if I lived in a house, I can guarantee I wouldn't be doing this early in the morning. I'm a bit of a creature of habit, especially not in midwinter. If it was May, then I probably would be. Oh, this is lovely, isn't it? Sorry about the wind noise on the microphone. If I put my hood up, it might shelter it a little bit. Well, we're behind this big slab of green sand now, so it's sheltered. Soon be out in the breeze again. Got my hood up now. It's really strange weather. These southerlies are going to persist. And if they persist for much longer, they're going to get into bird migration time. Because birds will already be crossing the Straits of Gibraltar from Africa, birds that come from that direction, moving north. Still a bit early, a couple of weeks too early for that really, but yeah. If these southerlies were in mid-February rather than 20th of January, we definitely would be getting early sand martins and wheatears migrating in. As it is, I think the southerlies are going to last a week, and then who knows beyond that. Just emailing myself a reminder to do something. Okay, so they put some new steps in along here. This is it's a trouble when officialdom gets involved and they formalise these kind of areas. You have to put steps in. These are not going to last 5 minutes, I guarantee it. Especially the wood on the sides. Oh, they're concrete. Or are they? No, they're just consolidated. It's very ugly. Oh well. Yes, you had to have photographs, so that's why they put these in. Makes it a little bit easier for people. Actually, it's quite nice having these steps. Oh, shut up. So the next section just down here, going down, is very precarious. So if they put some nice steps in there, it'll be a lot better. Even I won't grumble then. Can't believe people say I seem to be very positive when I'm always grumbling about something. Yeah, they have. Oh, they put rails in as well. This is nice. Yeah. This is very nice. Yeah, it definitely gets my approval. You'll be relieved to hear. Isle of Wight Council, or whoever, Natural England probably. That is a nice little flight of steps on an area that was becoming a bit precipitous. Of course, it'll only last another 2 or 3 years before this bit of a coast here hits it. To see where the fence line was probably a couple of years ago, it's been moved inland because the coastline here is rapidly, or not rapidly, is slowly is a better word. Oh, look at this. They haven't put any steps on this little narrow, dodgy bit. That's interesting, isn't it? They obviously run out of funding for this bit. It's nice though to have the wild steps that were always been there. This is Old Park. Old Park. And there's some old World War II or whatever thingies here. Don't know what they were for, anchoring something down, balloons or masts or something. I don't know. Tell me in the comments section what these World War II remains are. Swallows used to nest in these little, they're not pillboxes, but you know what I mean. Shelters. But the landowner blocked the entrances to stop the cattle getting in. But it also stopped the swallows getting in. $7.42. What's that over in the field? One little egret. I was hoping it would be a cattle egret, but it's not. It's a little egret, which are lovely as well. Just putting it out there. They often go rock pooling around here, the little egrets. That one's found a flooded field, probably with earthworms and that. The odd vole maybe. Don't know, maybe voles are a bit big for little egrets, I'm not sure. Certainly herons eat them. Wood pigeons. Double check that egret, it'll probably fly off unfortunately. Nice little flood there it's feeding in. Yeah, definitely a little egret. I've only had one cattle egret in the undercliff so far, and that was last year. But they're, I think they're now resident at Braiding Marshes, so they're resident on the island. They just haven't yet caught up with the undercliff in any numbers. They've been seen off St Catherine's Point several times, I think. And Mark Telfer, a birder who lives in Ventnor, had one flying past. He had that from his garden. So I think there may be the only two records in the undercliff away from St Catherine's Point of cattle egret so far. Goal sounds a bit anxious. Don't know if it's seen a bird of prey somewhere. I can't see anything. Can't see the cattle either. Any cattle egret will probably be around the cattle somewhere. Funnily enough, a little bit of fence line's been diverted within the last few weeks by the looks of it, away from this rapidly receding cliff line. It's a new cove forming here. Don't think this one has a name. You must be seeing something. I don't think you're having a go at me, are you? St Catherine's Lighthouse in the distance, if you can see that, I'm not sure. This section of the fence has been moved in a metre as well. Be fascinating to come back in a decade and compare these videos with what it looks like then. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, see how much the coastline changes in a decade, then another decade. I have to work out how to archive all my videos. I assume I can just keep them on YouTube, but it would be an idea to get a mega high capacity hard drive, or maybe do it on the cloud, download them all and store them all. There's a lovely new stairs here. This is very nice. Can you see that? Very nice indeed. Yeah, that was definitely worth putting in. Lovely. This might be a bit muddy and slippery where it narrows down along here. Try not to slip over again. So it looks like it has been moved out a little bit, the fence here, just to provide a bit more room. There's Sugarloaf, big slab of green sand. There's a blackbird. I had to double check that, it seemed to have pale under the wings. But it wasn't a Siberian thrush. Is that the one with pale underwings? It wasn't that white. I think that's Sib thrush. I assume that's not what it was anyway. What's the time now? 7:51. Phew. Can't believe how out of breath I'm feeling. Increasingly out of breath on these longer walks. I mean, it's not been that long. Getting old, people. Not that old. Old enough to really start feeling it. Thankfully my knees are perfectly fine, my ankles are fine. My back's obviously a bit dicky, but that's muscles. And my waist or my hips, whatever they are, all seems to be fine. As long as I don't slip over and break a hip or something, break my hip or something, I should be okay. It's funny how you gradually transition from your youth into beginning to feel the years, and it's all perfectly fine. I'm really frustrated with the landowner here who's burnt a load of the cover here. There was bramble and a lovely dead tree that the kestrel sat in every day, and he's just chopped it down. Well, I think it fell down partly and has burnt it. What a ridiculous thing to do. It's wonderful deadwood habitat, and he's stripping out the brambles, which is really good for birds, or was until he stripped it all out. So it's really frustrating. I think it's owned by the Twinings conglomeration, the people that make tea, Sam Twinings and co. Hang on, they've planted some more trees here. Planted some little whips. So I'm going to have to eat my words, aren't I? Wow. So, let me revise my commentary here. It's a real shame you have cut out a load of bramble and burnt the tree there, but top marks for planting the little trees. Wonder what species they are, can I tell through the binoculars? Let's have a look. I'm pretty good at my native tree twig identification. Let's have a look. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I'm wondering if they're sycamores. I hope they're not sycamores. I think the one that died was an ash, so they could be ash. No, they're not ash. No, nothing like ash. They had pale stems and black buds. These ones had sycamore-like stems and buds. Let's be naughty. There's nobody around. Go and check out the Southern Water treatment works just down here. Right, don't tell anyone I'm doing this. Don't do this at home. It's fine though, I won't get shot. It's just down the end here. There's a really nice little reed bed. I walk up and down here a lot. I'm just over dramatising it. And you're allowed to, it's implied right of access down here. And Southern Water, I think they own this little path. And you drop down into the scrub, into a little willow withy bed. Which is managed by Southern Water, it's owned by Southern Water. There we go. Little filtration system. Oh, there's a chiff-chaff over there. It's good for wintering chiff-chaffs. There's one over in the buddleia. Just the sort of place a night heron would hang out. Yeah, just one chiff-chaff. It's all wet woodland on the other side. Can't really see it. It's where the chiff-chaffs hang out. And the firecrests. Probably the occasional dusky warbler, yellow-browed warbler wintering. You never know. Blue throat. Don't go to Roud Sewage Works, come down here. Well, you're guaranteed to see absolutely nothing like I just did, apart from a chiff-chaff. Ah, another hill. My legs are really feeling these hills. which is a good thing. It's good exercise. Now on Wolverton Road, St Lawrence. Old school Land Rover there. Very 1990s. Can't remember what this road is called. Hunts Road. Very misleading signs given the coastal path has been reinstated down the bottom. Good old Isle of Wight Council. Completely flipping hopeless. Well, completely skint. Morning. So we're now in St Lawrence. Hopefully there'll be a sign up the top to remind us what this road is called. Is it Old Park Road or something? This garden has a lovely little stream and wet area down there. Right, a quick interlude. I really hope you're enjoying my channel, and I get quite a lot of questions. How did you end up living in a car? How do you live in a car? And what are your plans going forward? Well, I've written a book on that subject, Breaking Free, by Cornish van dweller, funnily enough. You can find a link to where to purchase that in the description below this video, and where you'll also find links to my other books, such as this one, oddly enough, which is How to Write a Book on a Smartphone. And this book was actually written on my iPhone Mini 13 using voice to text dictation. And you'll also find this book, Bird Watching Around Ventnor. Link to that in the description below this video, and this one as well, Wildlife Watching Around Ventnor. I've written about 10 books, all of which are linked in the description below this video. Right, let's get back to watching my videos.